they are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community.
We now know that nobody will be convicted of murder in the YSL case.
On Monday, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis dropped the only remaining murder charge after defendant Demise McMullen pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of aggravated assault.
Demise McMullen entered an Alford plea in the YSL indictment.
In this case, the defendant is not admitting that they committed the bad acts, but they recognize that the prosecution has enough evidence that they could convict them.
You relied heavily on getting those murder convictions in the YSL case, but no one was convicted in this. What's your message to taxpayers who may say that this was a waste of taxpayer money and their time?
What you need to understand is there were 19 convictions. 7 I decided to null pros.
And when the defendant pleads nolo contendere, what he's saying is, listen, I'm not admitting guilt and I'm not saying I'm not guilty, but I agree to the punishment given for that crime. Nolo contendere.
Convictions that never came through. What's your message to taxpayers and to the taxpayers that may have
My message to taxpayers is it was an amazing time.
Fulton County District Attorney's Office is moving on after failing to get convictions on most of the charges in the YSL case. DA Fani Willis, who just won re-election a month ago, is keeping quiet about how that case turned out. Well,
the state needed to have a valid case.
What was the problem in the prosecution's case, you think?
I just think that the evidence, like, there was a lot of evidence that was provided, but something that we did discuss during deliberations is that the evidence that we may have needed to come up with a different verdict was not there. We had a lot of evidence, and a lot of it didn't necessarily seem to mean much to a lot of the jurors. And
You have been found not guilty on all charges. Mr. Stillwell, please stand. You have been found guilty on count 64, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and not guilty on every other charge.
Stay high. Put me some syrup in the can that's dry. Riding a special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. She names and Birkin, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes here go to surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, her pussy, her pride. Digging her back while I'm gripping her side. Digging back, this ain't regular size. You really fly, be like Pelican guys. Bitch, you ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put her gas in the sky. She think I might sign her and change her whole life. I told her to goggle and work on her eyes. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them Chaucer cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause her pussy pop. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock.
K, money, K,